Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Dreamweaver's workshop. Today we're making the Catacombs hourglass. Right now I'm casting some skulls. A little bit of ASMR is coming up, just you wait. I hope y'all like when I leave in like the background sounds, even if I speed it up, because I really enjoy that in videos and I hope you do too. If not, just let me know. But here I am sanding the bottom of the resin skulls that I made. I've never done this before. This is my first time trying it, and I realized that this is going to take a really long time and it's really tedious. So I have a Dremel with a sanding drum on it. I took that and I took the skulls and I sanded the bottom, made them nice and clean. Here I'm just gluing the bases to the plain hourglass, but I do need to explain the skulls in a second. When you see them in a second, they're going to be gold. That's because I forgot to film myself painting the gray skulls black. And you're probably like, why did you make them gray if you're going to paint them black? Because I noticed on some other projects that even when I spray paint or paint something, it's still like a little bit see-through in the sunlight. So I made the skulls as dark as I could with the resin, with the coloring, because I didn't have black, but I had gray. Then I painted them a matte black, and then I spray painted them gold. So we have multiple layers, so it's as vibrant as it can be. And now that I've got the hourglass centered, because I'm very, very like anal about that, even though I'm sure it's not perfect, but I try my best to make it sure it's as centered as it possibly can be. I'm going to show you how I put the skulls on. I'm going to show you two in real time so you guys see how long it takes, and also for myself, because I often underestimate how long these hourglasses take me to make any of my projects, really. So like, this is how long it takes for me to get two of the skulls on the base. Then we're going to speed it up so you guys can see what it looks like. I also like to speed things up because some of this can be really repetitive, but I personally really like watching videos where I can see like the time lapse of things coming together. So I'm adding that in here as well. And then we'll resume a little bit later. You're also going to see some bones. Yes, I didn't film that either. I'm sorry, I'm new here, okay? What I did with that was I had some polymer clay. I rolled it out into like a tube. Is that what you call it when you roll it? Yeah, it's not a tube, but when you roll it into a long cylindrical shape, whatever. I did that. I did that to the thickness that I wanted the bones to be. Then I would cut them to whatever length. And the way that I made like the bone shape is on each end, I would make a little split in it. So now we have two sides. I would spread those apart a little bit and then just round off the edges, and boom, now we have a bone. We have a bone. I always trip over myself in these things. Goodness gracious. I should probably write a script, but no. Anyway, if you haven't already put it together, this hourglass is themed after the French catacombs, because I like the movie As Above, So Below. I also think the catacombs are creepy, and that interests me. So we have this hourglass. What you see me doing here is similar to what I did in the previous hourglass. I'm marking the area where I'm going to have the skulls creep up the side of the glass, because on previous hourglasses that I've made this on, I get confused sometimes. And also, I, again, try to make it as perfect as I can. I want it to be split evenly on each side. So that actually took me 5 minutes to make those markings, by the way. When I was watching the recording back and seeing how long it was, I was like, dang, 5 minutes is a long time just to be figuring out where something should go when I know. Anyway, I digress. Here's a little Easter egg for you. In some of the previous clips, you can see the flowers that I made for the flower hourglass for spring in the last video. You can see them drying in the background. Anyway, I had to do this part in sections because the glue is strong, but it's not immediately super tacky. So you'll see it like sliding down and stuff. So sometimes I'll set them up, especially on the bottom half where it's curved out. I have to do those like section by section. Otherwise, they'll just fall off. And that's annoying. When I get to the top is when it's like more stable and I can stack them. But this is what it's looking like. This is one half of the hourglass right now. You can see that there's some dark spots, maybe some spots where their paint is not, but it's on there, right? It's nice and glued. This is what one half of it looks like. We got to spin it around. See the little, I like the little, I don't even know what to call them, like the little nodule skulls that I put. And I also put some mini skulls in like empty spaces. They're on the other side, but you can see them. Now you might be wondering, why is it suddenly colored in gold? Did I not mention the dark spots before? We got to fix that. So I generally kind of just spray the whole thing. Down. The next thing you might be thinking is, isn't that kind of like wasting a little bit of your paint and like tedious to remove? And the answer is yes. Yes, it is. But the vision must be visualized. And the only way that I can ensure that every speck of skull and bone is covered in gold on this hourglass is to basically drown it in the gold paint. So that's what I do. And then I sit and I take the time and I remove all of the gold that I don't want there. I also go around in any areas that maybe I can't reach some gold paint or there's some glue that I don't like. I remove it with the X-Acto knife. And then I take the steel wool that I talked about previously so I can make sure any little speck of gold is gone. Completely clear glass, gold only where it's supposed to be, glass where it's supposed to be, glue anywhere that it's not supposed to be is gone. Everything's perfect. And here it is finished. This particular customer ordered 2 hourglasses. They got a snake reliquary in 30 minutes and they got the Catacombs hourglass in 60 minutes. That's why they're different heights. Anyway, I'll be back next week with a new video.